Hi children, hope you all are fine and safe. You have enjoyed your own vacation, enjoyed your own, celebrated on. So everything is over now. Enjoy your vacation too. Now we are back to our studies. You know which chapter we were studying? We were studying pair of linear equations in two variables. That chapter we have already completed. Graphical method of finding the solutions and also algebraic method of finding the solutions. In graphical method we have seen different cases. You know how to find the solutions graphically. And algebraically also we have studied, we have completed the method, substitution method and elimination method, and cross multiplication method. For time we will not discuss, we will discuss it later. I think it's clear. And we also discussed statement problems and different types of statement problems we have discussed. And today in this section also we are going to discuss few statement problems, and after that we will move to our next section, which is the last part of this chapter. Okay, so we'll go to the question. See the question. Places A and B are 100 km apart on a highway. One car starts from A and another from B at the same time. If the cars travel in the same direction at different speeds, they meet in 5 hours. If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of the two cars? When I read the question, I know you might have not understood anything. At least understand what we have to find in the question. What do you have to find in the question? What are the speeds of the two cars? Anyway, understand there are two cars in the question. We are asked to find the speed of these two cars. Okay, at least that is clear. Then we will move to the question again. There are two places A and B which are 100 kilometers apart on a highway. That means I will take two places A and this as place B. And what is given to us? They are 100 kilometers apart on the highway, which means distance between them is 100 kilometers. Okay? That much is clear. There are two places A and B, and place A I am going to take it before place B, and distance between them is 100 kilometers. Suppose I have to reach place B, I have to travel how much kilometer? 100 kilometers. That is the meaning of the question. Clear? Next part. One car starts from A and another from B at the same time. What does it mean? There are two cars in the question, and it states that one car starts from A and another car starts from B at the same time. Suppose they start 9 o'clock, car A is starting at 9 o'clock, car B is also starting at 9 o'clock. So we will name it as car A and this as car B. There are two cars in the question. One car starts from A and the next car starts from B. I'll ask you a question. Now suppose I am going to travel from A to B and I am taking car A, isn't it? Car A is in the place car car A is the place A. So I am going to the car A, and how much kilometer I have to travel to reach the place B? I have to travel 100 kilometers. It's clear, I think so. Okay. Now let's see. We have to form the equations. We know what are the unknowns in the question. We have to find the speeds of both the cars. The unknowns which is asked in the question, which we are asked to find in the question, we used to take it as x and y. Anyway, we will take the speeds of the cars as x and y. Okay. Before that, we have to understand the question. We have to form the equations. If the cars travel in the same direction, direction also, no problem. But for my convenience, I am going to take this direction. So this car is starting from there, and from here also the next car starts. Clear? They are traveling the same direction. This direction I chose. Okay, both the cars are starting at the same time. They are traveling in the same direction. So this car starts towards this direction. This car also towards this direction. I think it's clear. And what is given to us? If they travel in the same direction and different space, they meet in 5 hours. What is the meaning of it? Car A and car B, both the cars travel for 5 hours. After traveling for 5 hours, they meet together. Now I take it as this, like this way. The time traveled by this car, I take 5 hours. The time traveled by this also, I take it as 5 hours. That is, after traveling for 5 hours, they meet together. That is the meaning of the question. Clear? Understood? The car A travels 5 hours. Car B also travels 5 hours. After traveling 5 hours, they meet each other. And given the question, the speed must be different. Here also the speed must be different. Otherwise, they will not reach together, isn't it? Because car A has to travel more distance than car B. If the speed of car A is greater than car B, only they will be able to meet, isn't it? Just use your common sense, you will understand it. Car A must travel more distance than car B, isn't it? If they travel the same direction, car A must travel more distance. But it is given to us, both the cars travel for 5 hours and they meet together. Which means the speed of the car A must be greater than the speed of car B. Then only they will be able to meet together. I think it's clear. Okay. So we'll keep it there. Now, they say their different speeds, they meet in 5 hours. If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. What is the meaning? This car travels towards this side, towards each other means like this way. Both are in this opposite direction, isn't it? If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. Means this car travels 1 hour, this also travels 1 hour. After traveling 1 hour, they meet together. That's the meaning. When we are asked to find what are the speeds of the two cars. Okay. Already we have studied the unknowns, what is to be found in the question. We used to take it as x and y. Here also we will take x and y as we are asked to find the speeds of both cars. We have taken one as car A and second as car B. So we will take let x be the speed of car A and y be the speed of car B. Okay. Now we have to form the equations, isn't it? To form the equation, first sentences place A and B are 100 meters apart on a highway. And see the first part of the question. One car starts from A, another starts from B. They go in the same direction and they travel 5 hours to meet. Which means what we can say from there? Anyway, distance between them is, that is 1. If the car A is starting from car A position, car B is starting from B position, which means car A will travel more distance than car B. And what is the more distance traveled by car A before they meet together? It is 100 km. Using that, we are going to form the equation here. Okay, and for that, to form the equation, we are using the formula speed is equal to distance by time. And using this distance relation, we are going to find the equation here. Which means that car A will travel, if they go in the same direction, car A will travel 100 km more than car B before they meet together. Isn't it? Just imagine in your mind, you will understand. Okay? Which means that the difference of the distance traveled by both the cars will be equal to 100. Which car travels more distance? Car A. By how much it is? It is 100. Which means the difference of the distance traveled by both the cars is equal to 100. For that we have to find the distance of both the cars, distance traveled by both the cars. To find the distance traveled by both the cars, we are using the formula speed is equal to distance by time. So distance is equal to what? Time into speed. Okay. Transposing T to here. Using that you can find the distance traveled by car A. You can find the distance traveled by car B from the first condition. They are going in the same direction. They are both travel 5 hours, then only they are meeting. Which means speed of the one of the car must be greater than the next car. Clear? And there we are going to find the distance traveled by car A and distance traveled by car B. What is the distance traveled by car A? What is the distance traveled by car A? It is distance is equal to time into speed. Time is 5 hours. Speed of car A is equal to x. So it is 5 into x, which is 5x. Similarly, distance traveled by car B. Again, time how much car B is also traveling, how much hours? 5 hours. Speed is how much it is? Y. So it is 5y. Which car is traveling more distance? Car A. And how much more it will travel? 100 km, which means difference between the distance is equal to 100. Using that we are forming the equation. What is the difference between the distance? Distance is 5x. That is car A is traveling more distance if I take that direction. 5x minus 5y. That is the difference between their distance. It is equal to 100. Because car A will have to travel 100 km more than car B before they meet together. Okay. And from this, again you can see 5x minus 5y is equal to 100. 5 is common in both. You can take 5 outside. You will get 5 in x minus y is equal to 100. And you will get x minus y is equal to 100 by 5. This is equal to 20. You will get an equation from here. Okay. Next, you have to find the next equation. To find the next equation, you have to get the next condition. What is the next condition? If they travel towards each other, they are traveling towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. Which means car A travels 1 hour, car B also travels 1 hour, they meet in before they meet together. But what will be the total distance traveled by them? It will be always equal to 100 km because places A and B are only 100 km apart. So what will be the distance traveled by car A if the time is 1 hour? Distance is equal to, what is the distance? Speed into time or time into speed. Time is 1 hour. What is the speed of car A? It is x. 1 into x is x. And what is the distance traveled by car B? 1 into y. That is y. The sum of the distance traveled by both, if they travel towards each other, the sum of the distance traveled by both will be equal to 100. So from there we will get x plus y is equal to 100. So we get two equations, x minus y is equal to 20 and x plus y is equal to 100. Solving both the equations, you will get x and y, which you will get the speed of the car A and B. Take it as equation number 1, take this as equation number 2. Okay, now x minus y is equal to 20, x plus y is equal to 100. To eliminate, you can eliminate y because they are of opposite signs. To eliminate that, you add both the equations. Adding you will get equation 1 plus equation 2 and see, you can use any method. Okay, here I am using elimination method. You can solve the same problem by substitution method since the method is not mentioned here. Okay, so I am going to add both. I am using elimination method. Equation 1 plus 2. When I add, I will get x plus x, 2x. Now opposite signs when added, it gets eliminated. Now 20 is here and 100 is here. When we add 100 plus 20, it is 120. Which means I will get x is equal to 100 120 by 2, which is equal to 60. We have taken x as the speed, so you can give the unit kilometer per hour. Clear? Now we have to find next y, then only we will get the speed of both the cars, isn't it? So to find y, we are substituting the value of x in any one of the equations. So substitute x in, you can substitute in x 1 or 2. I am going to substitute in 1. So substituting x in 1, I get x minus x is equal to 60. 60 minus y equal to 20. Okay. Now I have taken the value of y. For that I am going to transpose y and transpose 20 to here. So 60 is remain the way. Y I have transposed minus y I have transposed. It comes as positive y. Positive 20 when I transpose to this side it comes as minus 20. So 60 minus 20 is equal to y. It becomes positive. Okay. What is 60 minus 20? It is 40. So y is equal to 40 kilometer per hour. So what we have taken here, x as the speed of car A, y was the speed of car B. So speed of car A is equal to 60 kilometer per hour. Speed of car B is equal to 40 kilometer per hour. I think the question is clear. You may feel it as tough. It is speed distance question, very important question. Usually asked for the exam. Different models we are studying speed distance question, and it is easy if you understand the idea behind that. If you have any doubt in the question, you can call me or you can contact me, and I think you will not, when I say it for the first time, you will not understand it properly. Anyway, we are forming equations here using the distance, that is both the condition. We are finding the distance traveled by both the cars, and in the first condition, since they travels towards the same direction, we are taking the difference of the distance traveled by them as 100. And in the second question, condition, that cars travel towards each other, which means both the cars together they can travel a distance of 100 km only. So using that we are forming the second equation. I think it's clear. If not, you can call me. We will see the next question. Okay. See the question. The area of a rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units if its length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. Clear? If we increase the length by 3 units and breadth by 2 units, increase the length by 3 units and breadth by 2 units, the area increases by 67 square units. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. So what we are asked to find in the question? Dimensions of the rectangle. Which are the dimensions of the rectangle? It is length and breadth. Okay. So first itself we will take the dimensions as x and y. We are asked to find the question dimensions. We know dimensions are length and breadth, which means you can write let x be the length and y be the breadth. Okay. If x and y are length and breadth, we know what is the area of a rectangle. Suppose I take a rectangle. Length I took it as x, breadth I took it as y. So area is equal to, we know it is xy. So this is our rectangle. With this rectangle we are going to find the equations and we are going to make changes. We will see what all will happen. From that we will see, we will find the equations. This is our rectangle, but which we have to, where we have taken the dimensions as x and y. Clear? Now to get these dimensions x and y, certain conditions are given to the question. We will go to the question. See the question. The area of a rectangle. What is the area of a rectangle if you take x and y as the dimension? It is xy. What is the area here? The area of a rectangle. What is it? xy. The area of a rectangle gets reduced by 9. What is the meaning of gets reduced by 9? Means decreased by 9. How can you express this mathematically? Reduced by 9. Area reduced by 9. How can you express it area is xy. Our rectangle area is xy. This area gets reduced by 9, which means I can write it as xy is our area. Gets reduced means it is, what is the operation used? It is subtraction, xy minus 9. This area is getting reduced by 9. When we take the dimensions x and y, you are getting an area as xy. If it is reduced by 9 units means we must change, or there must be change in x and y. We will see what are the changes in x and y when the area is to be reduced by 9 units. For that we will see those things. The area of a rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units when, if its length is reduced by 5 units. This area gets reduced by 9 units when the length is reduced by 5 units. What was our length? X. If this length is reduced, which means it is x minus 5. When this length is reduced by 5 units and there is changes in breadth also, isn't it? Breadth is increased by 3 units. When breadth is increased by 3 units. Okay, so when breadth is increased by 3 units, how can you represent mathematically? Breadth we have taken as y. When it is increased by 3 units, it is y plus 3. Or this is our new length and this is our new breadth. So what will be the area? X minus 5 into y plus 3. But it is given that this area, for this area, something is happened. The area of the rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units. Area was xy. This area is reduced by 9 square units when it is reduced, when length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. So this is our new area. This new area will be equal to this one. I think it's clear. Okay. Now we have the next condition. What is the next condition? If we increase the length by 3 units, length increased, that is x plus 3, and breadth by 2 units, again increased, isn't it? Y plus 2. Again area changes as what? The area increases by 67 square units. What is the area? Original area xy. This is increased by 67 units. So which means the area, this product of the new length and new breadth, its area will be increased. That is, area was xy. This area is increased by 67 when we changes with length and breadth. That's the meaning. Okay, so from here we will get two equations. We know we have xy's here. Those xy's all will be removed and we will get a pair of linear equations from these two equations. So we will take it as equation number 1. This as equation number 2. We are going to make changes here. Equation 1 will give us, will multiply x into y, xy. X into 3, it is 3x. Minus y into y, this minus 5 into y, it is minus 5y. Minus 5 into 3, it is minus 15. So we remove the bracket. Okay, now this is equal to xy minus 9. See now, there is an xy in the LHS part and also there is an xy in the RHS. Clear? Which means they are of same sign. When I take this xy to this side, it comes as xy minus xy, where it comes as 0, which means xy terms will be removed. So what will be left here? 3x minus 5y minus 15 is there, plus 9 equal to 0. From here you get equation 3x minus 5y minus 9, 15 plus 9 which is minus 6 is equal to 0. Or you can form equation 3x minus 5y is equal to 6. Okay. Next, from the next equation, you will get, that is, again remove the bracket. Equation 2 gives us x and y, xy. X into 2, it is 2x plus 2x. Plus 3 into y, it is plus 3y. Plus 3 into 2, it is plus 6. That's equal to xy plus 67. Clear? And again you can see xy, both sides you can see xy. So when you take to one side, they becomes 0. So what is left here? 2x plus 3y. Now I am transposing the 6 to the next side. I'll get 67 minus 6, which is equal to 61. So from here I'll get two equations. Which are the two equations here I am getting? One is 3x minus 5y equal to 6, and next one is 2x plus 3y is equal to 67. Okay, now I'll take the both equation and I can write it here. I'm going to write here first equation 3x minus 5y equal to 6. Second equation I get 2x plus 3y equal to, what is it? 61. So we got two equations from here. Take it as equation number 1. I think we have already taken both the equations, so we'll take it as equation 3 and this as equation 4. 1 and 2 we have already taken. Now we have to solve both the equations to get the values x and y. When you get, after getting x and y, you will get the dimensions of rectangle. Now solve equations. Here also I am using the method, elimination method. You can use substitution method also here to solve the problem. For here I am going to use your elimination method. First I will see whether coefficients are multiples. Here what is the coefficient of x3? Here the coefficient of x is 2. They are not the multiples. Again coefficient of y is 5. Here minus 5. Here y is 3. Again they are not the multiples, which means I have to make changes with both the equations. So here I am going to make the coefficient of x same. To make the coefficient of x same, you know, if they are the multiples, it is okay. Otherwise, you have to take the LCM of the coefficient. What is the LCM of the coefficient? That is 2 and 3. It is 6. Which means equation 3 I have to take. And here coefficient of 2 and 3 is 6. This equation I have to multiply with 2. So equation 3 into 2 will give us, that is 3 into 2, 6x. Now minus 5 into 2, it is minus 10y, and it is 6 into 2, it is 12. We have already seen when you multiply, to make the coefficient same, when you multiply by a number, you have to multiply the whole equation by the number. Now next equation 4 I took, I have to multiply with what? It is 6, 2 and 3 is 6, here it is 2 already, I have to multiply with 3. Okay, so I get here 6x, now 3 3s are 9y, that's equal to, what is 61 into 3? It is 1, 1 into 3, 3, 6 3s are 18, 183. Okay, so take it as equation number 5, this as equation number 6. I have to get eliminated any one of the variable here. So I have to get x or y. Here I made the coefficient of x same. So I have to eliminate the term x from here. To eliminate, same sign, which means I have to subtract. So 5 minus 6. Okay, 6 minus 6 will be equation 5 minus equation 6. LHS part will subtract together, RHS part also will subtract together. So 6 minus 6 will become 0. Then minus 10y minus plus 9. So which will become minus 10 minus 9, which is minus 19y. Minus 19y is equal to, again you will get it as 12 minus 183. So we will get it as 171. Okay. Now from here we will get y. Y is equal to, you will get as 171. Again I think there is sign problem. 12 minus 183, isn't it? 5 minus 6, so there is minus sign here. Minus 171. So minus 171 by minus 19. Y is equal to minus 171 by minus 19. So y is equal to, we will get as 171 by 19 is equal to 9. Minus and minus will become positive. So we get y is equal to 9 from here. So after getting y as 9, you have to get the value of x. For that you can substitute this value of y in any one of the equations. So equation 3 or 4 you can substitute. I am going to substitute y in 3 3 I am going to substitute it. So I get here y is equal to 9. So 3x minus 5y is, that is 5 into 9, that's equal to 6 I will get. So 3x is equal to 5 into 9, sorry, minus 45 is equal to 6 I will get, which means 3x is equal to 6 plus 45, which means we get 3x is equal to, that is 6 plus 45, that is 51 I will get. So we will get x is equal to 51 by 3, which means I will get x is equal to 1 3 is 3, 17. Okay, so x I got it as 17 and y I get it as 9. So what is the length of the rectangle here? Length of the rectangle is equal to 17 and breadth of the rectangle it is equal to 9 units. You got it right? Since the units is not mentioned here, which row centimeter nothing is mentioned, only unit is given here. We have right, length of the rectangle is equal to 17 units and breadth of the rectangle is equal to 9 units. I think it's clear. Now we will move to the last section of this chapter, that is equations reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables, which means that you will get equations which are not in the form of general, that is which are not in the general form of pair of linear equations, which means you have to reduce the equations which is given to you into their general form. Then you can solve by any one of the methods which you have already studied. We'll see the example to be clear to you. Two equations will be given, that is pair of equations will be given to you. You may be asked to solve it, but those equations which is given to you may not be in the general form, which you may not be able to solve it directly. That is, the given equations you will have to change it into the general form, and then you have to, after that you have to find the solution of it. Okay, that is solving equations. We will see the first step. See the first step. Solve 2 by x plus 3 by y equal to 13. 5 by x minus 4 by y is equal to minus 2. You can understand, seeing the, when this variables are in the denominators, we cannot use any one of the method. To use the method, or equations which we have getting, or the equations given to us must be in this general form of pair of linear equations. Then only you can use any one of the method. That is, what was general form? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. Sorry. a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. It must be of this form. Here you can see the variables are in the denominator. Clear? So this type of questions you will not be able to solve it directly. There you will have to make certain changes and form as a pair of linear equations. After that you can solve and get the values. That is variables, values x and y. Solutions here. Clear? For that, just see the equation. 2 by x plus 3 by y is equal to 13. 5 by x minus 4 by y is equal to minus 2. Here we are doing certain substitutions here so that we can reduce our equations to the pair of linear equations. Here they are not a pair of linear equations. Here after reducing it, just making certain changes, you can reduce to pair of linear equations. See the question. 2 by x plus 3 by y is equal to 13. 5 by x minus 4 by y is equal to minus 2. You can write the first equation as 2 into 1 by x like this. Isn't it? 2 by x means 2 into 1 by x. And again 3 by y, I am not putting the sign into, 2 into, this means 2 into 1 by x. 3 into, we can write as 1 by y. Isn't it? That's equal to 13. Here second also you can write as 5 into 1 by x minus 4 into 1 by y. That's equal to minus 2. Okay. Now see 1 you have to get equation like this way, which means 1 by x is here. Here also there is 1 by x. If it is changes, means one is 1 by x and next one is some x along. You cannot make any changes there. Okay, so 1 by x again, here 1 by x, second equation, 1 by y and 1 by y. Now what we are going to do is to reduce to linear form. It is that here we are going to give some substitutions for this 1 by x and 1 by y, which means we will take let p is equal to some 1 by x, okay, and q is equal to 1 by y. We are taking like this way. See, you can get p and q in such a way that it must be same for both equations, okay. If you are just 1 by x, here also it must be 1 by x. If it is something else, you cannot take. Then only you can take for both the equations. For both equations, it must be same. P must be same. So we took p is equal to 1 by x and q is equal to 1 by y. And after that, we are going to substitute instead of this 1 by x p and instead of 1 by y q. So what you get here? 2 into 1 by x, it was 1 by x we are giving as p. So it becomes 2p plus it is 3 into 1 by y, 1 by y, I took it as q. It becomes 3q. That's equal to, now changes on the next side, it is equal to 30. Here. Next, here 1 by x, I took it as 3. So 5 into 1 by x, it changes to 5p. And 4 into 1 by y, it is minus 4. 4 into q, it will come minus 4q. That is equal to, no changes there, it is minus 2. Now see our equation p and q, which are the variables here. P and q, they form a pair of linear equations. They are in the form of general form. General, isn't it? Or they are the general form. Example 4, pair of linear equations now. Isn't it? We have reduced them to pair of linear equations is general form now. Okay? Now you can use any one of the method here to solve the equation. Our new equation is in p and q. So when you solve the equations, you will get values for p and q, not for x and y. But you can get values of x and y after getting the values of p and q. You see that? Just see, now you can take this equation number 2, 1 and equation number 2. Did not use any equations here. And after that you can solve by any one of the method. Here as usual I am going to solve by elimination method. And I am going to remove or I am going to eliminate this p terms. For that I have to make the coefficient of p same. For that I have to see the coefficient of p and see whether they are the multiples. Are they multiples 2 and 5? No. Which means I have to take the LCM of 2 and 5. LCM of 2 and 5 is 10. Which means here I have to multiply with 5 and this equation I have to multiply with 2. Okay, so take equation number 1. To make the coefficient of p same, I have to multiply the equation with 5. Isn't it? LCM of 2 and 5 is 10. So it becomes here 10p. Now again I multiply 5 with 3, I get 15q. Whole equation we have to multiply. 5 3s are 15, 1 balance, so I will get 65. Okay. Now equation 2 I have to take, with what I have to multiply? Here this coefficient is 5 here. So LCM of 2 and 5 is 10. Here I have to multiply with 2. So into 2. Okay, whole equation I have to multiply. Now I will get 10p. Here minus 8q and that's equal to minus 4. Clear this now? Now what is our next step? Take it as equation number 3 and take this as equation number 4. I have to eliminate the p term. They are of same sign, so which I have to use subtraction p minus 4. So 10p minus 10p I get 0. Now again 15 minus 8. So what is 15 minus 8? It is 15 plus 8. What is 15 plus 8? It is 23 cube. Isn't it? That's equal to 65 minus 4, which is 65 plus 4, which is 69. Isn't it? So I'll get q is equal to 69 minus 23. What is 69 minus 23. It is Q is equal to 23 into 3, isn't it? 23 into 3 is 69. Q is equal to 3. I got Q. Now I'll get P, substituting in any one of equation 1 and 2. Substitute Q in 1. So what I get here? Q I substitute here. So I'll get 2P plus 3 into 3. That is 9. 9 is equal to 13. 2P is equal to 13 minus 9. I'll get 2P is equal to, what is 13 minus 9? It is 4. And I'll get P is equal to 4 by 2. That's equal to 2. I got P and Q. Q is equal to 3 I got here. P is equal to 2 I got. So only P and Q I got. But our equation, you are asked to find X and Y. Isn't it? Our variables are X and Y in equation. So for that, we'll just see. We have to find X and Y. For that, we have just substituted for P and Q some values. We'll just see that values. For what values we have substituted P and Q. Give that value for P and Q there to get the values of X and Y. We know P is equal to 1 by X. P equal to 1 by X. Now P value we got it as 2. Okay. So from here, and also we have written Q is equal to 1 by Y, and that's Q we got it as 3. So since we are asked to find X and Y, our solve this equation is given. Our variables used in the equation is X and Y. You have to get the values of X and Y. So for that again you have to get values of X and Y from here. T is equal to 1 by X, that's equal to 2 you got. So solving this 1 by X is equal to 2. We will get here, which means you get X is equal to transposing it is 1 by 2. So value of X is equal to 1 by 2. Now again Q is equal to 1 by Y, so we can write 1 by Y is equal to 3, transposing it becomes Y is equal to, it is 1 by 3. Okay, so solving equation we have already studied. So solving you will get X is equal to 1 by 2 and Y is equal to 1 by 3. So which are the solutions here? The solutions is X is equal to 1 by 2 and Y is equal to 1 by 3. I think it is clear. That is, if the pair of equations are given to you like this way, which are not in the form of linear equations, you will have to reduce the given equations to its linear form. Not to its linear form, to a linear form you have to reduce, where you may be using some other variables, and after solving those equations you will get the values of those variables, and after that solving the after getting the values for those variables, we will get the values of the variables which we have already used given in the question. I think it's clear now. Okay. With that much we have in this section, and I think it's clear to you what we have discussed today. If you have any doubt, you can call me. And today we'll see our today's homework. Take your textbook, page number 67, question number 1, and in question number 1 you can take the sub question, question number 1. That is main question 1, exercise 3.6. In that the sub question number 1. You have to do it. See, send the notes to me and do the homeworks and send to me along with the notes when you send it. And everything is recorded. That is, everything will be considered when we give your internal marks. So send that day itself when it is asked to send it. Okay. Thank you.